Did you know that the average person consumes about 17 teaspoons of sugar daily, which is more than double the recommended limit? While this might seem like a sweet deal, it's far from it. In fact, this excess is setting the stage for a health crisis, particularly for our brains. Health organizations around the globe recommend no more than 6 to 9 teaspoons of sugar per day. Yet, most of us consume nearly twice that amount, often without realizing it. From the sugary morning coffee to the seemingly harmless fruit juice, sugar is sneakily present in many everyday foods and drinks. But what does this mean for our brain? Understanding this connection can be a game changer. It turns out that sugar does more than just rot your teeth. It can have profound effects on one of the most vital organs in our body, our brain. Let's look into the sweet but dangerous world of sugar and its effects on our brain. Sugar, particularly the refined kind, has a profound impact on one of our most vital organs, our brain. Let's start with some basics. The brain, like all parts of our body, needs energy to function. Its primary source of energy? Glucose, also known as sugar. This doesn't mean the sugar you sprinkle on your pancakes, but the kind that's broken down from carbohydrates in the foods we eat. When you consume carbohydrates, your body converts them into glucose, which is then used by your brain to perform its countless tasks. But here's where things get a little sticky. When you consume more sugar than your body needs, it's not like filling up a car with too much gas. Your body doesn't just store the extra fuel for later. Instead, it can disrupt the delicate balance of your brain's functions. Imagine your brain as a finely tuned machine, with each part working in harmony. Now imagine pouring a bag of sugar into that machine. It's not going to run as smoothly, is it? That's essentially what happens when we overload our brains with sugar. When you consume sugar, your brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter that makes you feel good. It's a part of your brain's reward system, a process that's crucial for survival. However, when we consume excessive amounts of sugar, this reward system can get overstimulated. Over time, this can lead to a decrease in dopamine receptors, making it harder for you to feel pleasure and potentially leading to cravings for more sugar to achieve the same level of satisfaction. In essence, too much sugar can make your brain's reward system go haywire, leading to a cycle of cravings and consumption that can be hard to break. But what exactly happens when we overload our brain with sugar? Let's find out. Sugar doesn't just tickle your taste buds, it launches a sweet attack on your brain cells. When sugar enters your body, it sets off a chain of events that may seem more like a blockbuster movie plot than simple biology. The first character in this story is dopamine, a neurotransmitter that's responsible for transmitting signals in the brain. Dopamine is a bit like the leading man in a romantic comedy. It's the one that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. As you consume sugar, it triggers the release of dopamine in your brain. This creates a sensation of pleasure, much like the feeling you get when you're enjoying your favorite movie or song. It's a moment of pure enjoyment, a sweet high that makes you crave more of that sugary goodness. Now, this might seem like a harmless pleasure, but there's a twist to this tale. With continuous sugar intake, your brain starts to develop a resistance to dopamine. It's like watching the same movie over and over again. After a while, it becomes less interesting, less exciting. This dopamine resistance means that you need more sugar to experience the same level of pleasure. Your brain is essentially becoming a sugar addict, constantly seeking its next dopamine-fueled high. This is where the cravings kick in, where you find yourself reaching for another piece of chocolate or another scoop of ice cream, even when you're not hungry. But the effects of sugar on the brain aren't limited to dopamine resistance and cravings. There's a whole host of other impacts, from mood swings to memory problems. And the more sugar you consume, the more pronounced these effects become. So the next time you're tempted to indulge in a sugary treat, pause for a moment and consider the impact on your brain. Because while that piece of cake might be sweet, the effects of sugar on your brain cells are anything but. But the effects of sugar on the brain don't end with cravings, there's more. If you thought sugar just expands your waistline, think again. It can also shrink your brain. That's right, folks. You've heard of brain freeze from eating ice cream too fast, but we're talking about something far more insidious here: brain shrinkage. Excessive consumption of sugar, particularly refined sugars found in many of our favorite processed foods, can lead to brain atrophy. This isn't just a fancy term for forgetting where you put your car keys. Brain atrophy refers to a decrease in the size of brain cells, leading to a reduction in brain volume. Over time, this can cause noticeable deficits in cognitive functions, such as memory, attention, and decision-making. Imagine your brain as a bustling city. Each neighborhood represents a different part of your cognitive functions. Now, imagine if those neighborhoods started to shrink. The city would be less vibrant, less efficient, and less capable. That's essentially what's happening in a brain affected by atrophy. It's like a slow erosion of your mind's landscape, and it's not a pretty sight. Memory loss, confusion, difficulty understanding language, and problems with navigation are just a few of the potential symptoms. It's not just about forgetting names or misplacing things. We're talking about serious changes in your ability to think, learn, and remember. Now, it's important to note that sugar isn't the sole culprit here. Other factors like age, genetics, and lifestyle habits also play a role. However, sugar is a significant contributing factor, and it's one that's largely within our control. So, how does sugar cause this shrinkage? Well, when we consume too much sugar, it can lead to chronic inflammation in the body. This inflammation can damage cells, including those in the brain, leading to atrophy. But wait, there's more. Not only can sugar shrink your brain, it can also starve it. Yes, you heard that right. Despite being a quick source of energy, excessive sugar can disrupt the brain's supply of glucose, leading to cognitive difficulties. And that's not all. Sugar can also starve your brain. So the next time you reach for that sweet treat, remember, it's not just your waistline that might be in jeopardy. Your brain could be on the line too. Imagine a river flowing with ease. Now imagine that river clogged with debris disrupting the flow. That's what sugar does to your brain's blood vessels. Just as debris can obstruct a river, sugar can lead to a condition known as small vessel disease. This disease is a worrisome health concern as it restricts the blood flow within the brain. The brain, much like any other organ in our bodies, relies on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients delivered through the bloodstream. When there's a restriction, it could lead to several cognitive difficulties. You see, the brain is a marvel of nature, an intricate network of neurons and synapses, all working in perfect harmony. To maintain this harmony, it requires a constant supply of blood. But when sugar steps in, it can disrupt this harmony, causing the small blood vessels in the brain to narrow and harden. This not only limits the flow of blood, but can also lead to damage or blockages. The result? Cognitive difficulties. Yes, you heard it right. The excessive intake of sugar can lead to problems with memory, attention, and decision-making. It's as if the brain is in a fog, struggling to function at its best. But that's not all. If small vessel disease becomes severe, it can spur the development of a condition known as vascular dementia. This is a type of cognitive decline that's caused by reduced blood flow to the brain. People with vascular dementia may experience memory loss, confusion, and difficulties with speech and understanding. It's a concerning effect of sugar on our brain health, one that underscores the importance of maintaining a balanced diet. Sugar, while tempting and delicious, can have a profound impact on our brain's health. It's not just about avoiding cavities or maintaining a healthy weight. It's about ensuring the smooth operation of our brain, the control center of our entire being. So what can we do to protect our brain from the harmful effects of sugar? Cutting down on sugar may not be easy, but it's necessary for our brain health. The journey to reduce sugar begins at the supermarket. Be a mindful shopper, read food labels, and identify the hidden sugars in your favorite products. You'd be surprised to find sugar lurking in unsuspected places like salad dressings or bread. Next, let's talk about processed foods. These are often packed with added sugars. Try replacing them with whole, natural foods. Instead of reaching for a sugary cereal in the morning, how about some oats with fresh fruit? And when the sweet tooth strikes, arm yourself with healthier alternatives. Swap a candy bar for a handful of nuts, or replace soda with sparkling water. Remember, it's not just about cutting down sugar, it's about giving your brain a chance to function at its best. Please subscribe for more health and wellness content. Your engagement with my video encourages me to create more content on health. If you find this video helpful, please share it with friends and family. Like and leave a comment. Your health is our priority. Reduce your sugar intake by taking the first step towards better brain health today. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay healthy.